How are you doing, everybody? Good evening. I'm stuttering. Welcome to my channel. YouTube can be great. This is the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 9, Episode 9, Shut It Down Review Finale. I don't know if they're going to have a reunion. I'm hoping that they will. Maybe they'll do it, Real Housewives of Atlanta style. Because for me, it seems like when they're not in front of people and they're just talking on the video chat, shit gets lit. From what we saw yesterday, it gets lit. So I'm hoping that they do the same thing. Will they do it? I don't know. I haven't had any confirmation. If any of you in this little review watching it sees that there's a confirmation that they will have a reunion, let me know, because I'm going to go ahead and review it so we can all see what's going on. Now, before I start this review, a little bit of a news here. Those of you who agree or disagree with whatever commentary you're watching when you're looking at all these different YouTubers, I will ask you to be respectful when you do talk to them and let yourself know, hey, or let them know, hey, I disagree because of this, and this. Disrespecting a YouTuber who's taken the time to sit here, watch the show, take notes, sit in front of you, do like a freaking, because this is public speaking. By the time I'm done doing these videos, I'm parched, okay? I need to go and drink a lot to get my voice back. I'm also have to make myself be clear and understandable, and we can't keep recording this shit over and over and over and over again. So at least you can do is be respectful enough to articulate your thoughts in a very respectful way. Because I'm looking at some of these comments and some of y'all are some crucial, really rude people. Y'all need to just get off the YouTube and stop watching people in its entirety if you're not able to articulate yourself and let people know, hey, I disagree with you because this, and this. Yeah, you can say you're biased or this, and that. That's fine. But when you're out here calling somebody a bitch and this, and that, knock that shit off. Because when you're behind these cameras, it's different than when you're in front of somebody's face, number one. Number two, I mentioned on my video, if you haven't seen the Real Housewives of Atlanta review that I'm talking about, go check it out. In my video, I did mention that I published my first book against my family's wishes, that there are extreme Christians, and they were like, if you publish this book, it's going to be an embarrassment. Nobody needs to see the side of you. Even though the story is fiction, it ain't real. My real character is, she's a stripper, but she's also an educated stripper. She's like my alter ego. But they read it and they were like, okay, don't put this on here. Just put it aside. I wrote it when I was 21. I didn't have the guts to put it out. And finally, I did have the guts to put it out. So if you guys have a chance, go check it out on Amazon. I'll put the link below so you guys know where you can access it. It's called Just Add Pepper. Author is A.S. Blaine. You can get it off of Amazon. When you're done reading it, if you can leave me a comment, send me an email that you purchased. If you have something that you want me to go ahead and market for you or talk about, I will. But I do appreciate those of you who have supported me thus far. And I just want to let y'all know that it is available. And I'm going to be publishing the second one later on this year. Hopefully, if we can get out this coronavirus situation. Now, back to the review. The episode starts off with Akbar, Sierra meeting up at a hair salon, faking a hairstyle. Because watching Sierra, she wasn't doing nothing on Akbar's hair. The same hairstyle that Akbar walked in is the exact same hairstyle she walked back out with. It was just a nonsense scene. It was a mess. It also makes sense to me that Sierra and Akbar could be besties or close friends, not besties, but really close friends because their characters are similar. Sierra is very petty. She does complain and cry and play the victim in certain situations that I feel like she puts herself in. Her daughter is very disrespectful from what I understand. People who have watched her say that her daughter is a bully, and that's the reason why she had that situation happen. Now, I did not agree that the mother went and attacked the 14-year-old girl when she was 14, now 15. I didn't agree with it. However, I understood that her bullying her daughter was a bone of contention for the mother to react the way that she reacted. She was sick of it. You're not going to attack my child. But they're talking about it, and Sierra says that she's moved her daughter to a private school, and she seems to like it better. I don't think changing this girl's school is going to change her personality. You as a parent is supposed to make sure that she understands how to behave when you're not in front of her. Whether she goes to a private school or she's homeschooled or she's a public school, it doesn't make any difference if your character is not modified, if you're not a better person. If she goes to a private school and she starts bullying somebody, it may not be a mother sneaking on campus to whoop her ass. It will be somebody sneaking on campus to serve her papers and show up in court for bullying and have her face some real consequences. You want to teach her some manners. Then in this conversation, Sierra admits what I have been saying in my previous reviews. If y'all go back and watch it over and over and over again. Sierra misses Shooter, okay? Why? I don't know. She says she misses her family. Girl, ain't no way that Shooter would treat me the way that he's been treating all these females, and I will miss that type of family dynamic. Because what am I going to teach my daughter going back with her father, knowing that her father is just blatantly disrespectful, nonchalant, treating this woman like crap, talking about I just took an L, not really giving a damn about what he's doing, not respecting other men that he's working in business with. Sierra is feeling like, because I'm dealing with BK, and BK's putting me through what I feel in my mind is worse shit than Shooter put me through. Maybe I didn't give my relationship a chance when I found out all the stuff that he's been doing, including screwing my assistant at my salon and having all my workers laughing at me behind my back when I'm bragging about how great my life is. Why would you forget about those things? Shooter hasn't changed, but she's like, oh, he's sending me messages like, he loves me, he misses me. Girl, it's the same message he's sending to Cheyenne and Kiyomi, and probably another person that we just don't see on this show. Shooter has not changed, and I said it again. She wants that man back because she figures, what, you know, if I'm gonna choose the lesser of the two evils, I'm gonna choose to be with Shooter because we have kids. And of course, Akbar again is talking about how she sacrificed her career for her 5 kids, how she has all her custody of all her 5 kids, but only one lives with her, and she's doing the best to get her career up and going. And she feels like, why is it that all these people that can't sing or rap are getting out there, but I'm the talented one and I'm not getting seen? Akbar, you have a bad attitude. You have a beautiful face, sweetheart, but you have a very bad attitude. You come off as a bully. You come off as somebody that don't listen. You come off as somebody that wants to fight with every damn body, and you come off as a jealous individual, and you're not happy if somebody is doing well in their life and you want to find somebody to pick on. That's probably the reason why she keeps going at Light Skin Keisha. I don't care what Light Skin Keisha said on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook. Stop feeding into petty bullshit. People are allowed to have an opinion without you wanting to put your hands on them. Nobody wants to work with somebody like that, period. Then they also, she also gets mad at Sierra and saying that Sierra needs to pick sides, whether she wants to be friends with Light Skin Keisha or her. Sierra has a choice to be friends with whoever the fuck she wants to be friends with, and that includes Light Skin Keisha. If you can't get along with her, Sierra, it's up to Sierra to make sure that she doesn't invite you to the same events so you guys don't get into a fight. Otherwise, you don't tell her who to be friends with, period. Then Light Skin Keisha and her man are a whole mood. She's telling that man, stop eating all this damn junk food. And I do the same thing to my man. Slow the hell down. I don't want you to die before me when I got all these kids. Hell, I gotta be taking care of them by myself. You need to come here and put in your work too. Put in this work into this team that we have built. Don't pass out, you know, eating all this crap and putting this in your body. Shit. I'm still trying to get him to stop smoking this. We're not gonna go into that. Anyway, she's also concerned about her next video and how she's gonna interact with this fake beef that apparently Akbar to her is trying to create. And her man is supportive, telling her, you know, focus on your music career. But like Keisha has a whole attitude. She's like, I'm gonna give her the same, you know, the same energy she gives me. She has that rowdy attitude, which is probably what Akbar feeds off of. But she keeps giving it to her. Then we got Spice, Carly, Kiyomi, Akbar, Mimi, and Alexis Sky all meeting up. And they're meeting up where Spice is promoting her makeup, her wig line, in addition to introducing her new music that is produced by Shaggy called Inches. Not Inches. She said it was Inches. Okay? She had to make sure it's clear that it wasn't the inches that we dream of. It's the inches that we buy. Okay? Then Alexis Sky and Kiyomi decide to interact with each other because Kiyomi's talking to Alexis Sky. And of course, Kiyomi, I feel like in this moment, Kiyomi wanted to see if she could start something, maybe to secure her next spot on a Real Housewives of Atlanta, because this was the finale episode. Because she tells Alexis Sky that, oh, you know, I'm really close with your baby, with Fetty. What purpose does this serve for you to bring up Fetty in this situation? Since I've heard Fetty and Alexis Sky are no longer together. Fetty had already since done, I think he married somebody else, whatever the case is. Why bring this shit up? You brought it up because you're hoping that she'll get salty and react about it. It's like somebody coming up to Kiyomi and talking about, or Sierra, for a musician, coming up to Kiyomi and talking about, oh yeah, I knew Bow Wow very well. What's the purpose of bringing him up? I feel like she wanted to pick at Alexis Sky to bring her to react, and Alexis didn't feed into it. She said, Fetty can be whoever the hell he wants to be with. I'm not getting into beef because of that man. I'm not even getting into Fetty. But Kiyomi looked like a mess, and because she realized that she was kind of saying something stupid, she backpedaled and said, you know, that's real, that's how I feel. You know, I'm just saying I knew him, and they hug it out. Then Carly just jumps in and decides to bring up her ex Mo, and she said something like Mo has been telling her all these things about Alexis, and if Alexis knew all the stuff that she knew. First of all, Carly, why are you trusting a man that you said brought a stripper in your bed? Number one. Number two, why bring this shit up when you're supposed to be supporting Spice. I feel like Carly is a little bit of a attention seeker. In every situation that there's a drama, she's somewhere in the middle of it if she is in the presence of what is happening. It's always about her. And I feel like she does it because she wants to keep up this checks that she keeps getting from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. But the way that she goes about it is no longer covert. She's just messy, boots in your face, because she now starts going too far. Now, Alexis, she says that said that he met Alexis when she was 16, and Alexis was a hoe. That shit didn't even make sense to me. Number one, what is Mo doing having a conversation as grown as he is with Alexis, who is supposedly 16? That's the question I'll ask, number one, Carly. Number two, why is it that Mo is even talking about how he met Alexis to you when they're not doing anything with each other? Essentially, that's his past. Why would he even bring that up to you? Number two. Number three, Alexis' story about how she got trafficked, to me, I don't feel like it's a lie. Because when she started off by saying that she was a runaway, I had to take a lot of training about trafficking and how to spot somebody who's being trafficked, and steps on what you can do to make sure the person gets the help they need and to protect them from ever being in that situation ever again. A majority of minors that I've learned that are in that position got into it one of two ways. Either it's a family member that threw them in that circumstance and they're just, they're somebody they trusted and they put them there, or it's a friend that invited you to a place and is taking advantage of you, or it's a runaway, somebody who did not like the family dynamic that we're in, usually a foster kid, runs away, and there's some older person or some friend who is there to convince them that they can help them, they don't have to be on the street, and they can help them get their life together, and instead lures them into a room or a house, ties them down, and has them being used for sex, and by the time they realize what's going on, it's too late. So if Alexis is saying that this was happening to her at 15, at 16 she said she was pregnant, so I don't know what was Mo one of her Johns or something? Like, how would he even know her at that age? And even if he does know her, the way that he would know her wouldn't be appropriate. So what is that? What purpose does that serve besides making Carly look messy and Mo look like, I don't want to use the term here because I don't want to, allegedly in front of it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. It starts with a P, wink, wink, and ends with an E, L-E, okay? Then Carly realizes that she's gone too far. Alexis leaves excuses herself. She goes outside. She's crying. Spice goes to check on her. And of course, Spice says what I'm thinking. What is Carly doing? Trying to make this girl's life story a joke. That's not a joke. Not if you've been through something like that. That's not a joke. It's not funny. I've personally been face to face with somebody who was being trafficked. The youngest person, when I used to work for the county, in the public social services department, the youngest person that came in that was pregnant was 11 years old. She was pregnant at 11 years, no, she was 10, my bad. She was 10 going on 11 years old. Okay? How does a 10-year-old know what sex is? You have to process that. So that's nothing to joke about. Knock it off. Now, after that happens, Shekinah comes walking, and of course she sees Carly, and she already knows that Carly is the reason why this mess is going on. So she's not surprised there. Then, Carly decides to introduce Shekinah and Akbar. She does what lie she always does. Well, I just thought that they could have a conversation. How the hell you think Shekinah and Akbar are going to have a conversation when the last time they met, she was in the reunion, Akbar was in that bright pink outfit, bodysuit, talking about, I'm big dog, self-made, in this bit, like doing the most. What makes you think that we're going to sit up here and have a full-blown conversation? You got to have a conversation with Akbar. She can't control herself. Are you crazy? Then you got Akbar saying that getting up and throwing alcohol at Shekinah because Shekinah was responding to her, and Shekinah she was in her seat, she didn't get up. Akbar was doing the most, again, probably because she wants to be on next season again, and she feels like in this Love and Hip Hop franchise, you got to be a little bit of a buffoon to stick around, but sometimes they go too far. Then Spice says, me can't believe this drama. I don't know if I have her accents correctly, but she said, me can't believe this drama. I'm like, why, Spice? How can you not believe this is happening? This is Love and Hip Hop. What we have seen from the very first season, and this is season 9, is that this type of drama where they have all you guys knowing you guys have beef in the same room, and somebody like Carly is put in that same room to instigate, which means that this shit is gonna pop off. It don't matter if it's your event, it don't matter if it's your baby shower, it don't matter. Mona has this plan to the T to where something goes off to where she can record it and put it on TV. Either y'all are all in on it, or this is something that's a setup. I'm going with setup. So this is expected. So why are you shocked? Then Carly says, while Spice and Shekinah and Akbar are going at it, Carly says, y'all making me take off my $15,000 coat. This is not about you, Carly. This has nothing to do with you. It's off you, attention seeker. It's off you, self-centered. We don't care about your damn $15,000 coat, and we don't care how much it costs and the fact that you wasted money on that damn coat. We don't care, all right? Then Shekinah gets unfairly kicked out to the parking lot, which I don't think that Shekinah should have been the one to get kicked out. Spice is on the confessional saying that Akbar had promised her that she would not cause a fight for in her little event that she's trying to do because she wants to debut her music. Why would you believe Akbar based on her history? And I thought her and Shekinah had mended things. If Akbar, who we know is the one who started this clearly, why would she kick out Shekinah? So I understood why Shekinah was mad as hell, because she said that Carly was out there trying to introduce her ass to the devil, and I agree. Run, Shekinah. Talking to Akbar gets you closer to the damn devil, so you need to just keep away from her because she don't know how to control herself. Akbar gets on my nerves. She's a beautiful woman. I just don't know why her beauty on the outside can't match the inside. I just feel like she needs to quit barking at people and just focus on this music career she keeps talking about, okay, and her talent that she keeps talking about, especially if she gave up being around her 4 kids because she has one of them living with her. Put that same energy that you're using to fight towards them and figuring that shit out. I don't get it. Then Light Skin Keisha and Tokyo join the mix. At this point, Spice is performing her song. That song looked like it was lit. I enjoyed it. And Tokyo then asks, what happened between Shekinah and Akbar, because Shekinah is outside going off, and Spice basically throws Akbar under the bus, which makes me feel like she's aware that Akbar started it, but she just chose to kick Shekinah out and leave Akbar there. Then Tokyo starts introducing everybody. This is Light Skin Keisha to the group. Alexis says, hello, I never met you. Akbar gets up and she goes off and starts attacking Light Skin Keisha. Tokyo was with the shit because as fast as Tokyo's arms were moving, I thought it was a spider monkey. She said, it was really quick. And I was like, Tokyo, y'all know Tokyo's a big girl, okay? She's beautiful, but she's a big girl. As quickly as her arms were going, I was in shock because I didn't expect that from Tokyo. I knew she can brawl, she can fight, but I've never seen it like that in that type of, she was on. And I was very proud of her for helping her friend, because Akbar is clearly bigger than Light Skin Keisha, and Light Skin Keisha didn't attack her. So for her to get up and start swinging on her like that over some Twitter beef, it don't make no sense to me. I don't know what Light Skin Keisha would have said to Akbar that was so deep for her to be doing this. Have y'all heard about it? Please tell me. Put it down in the comments and let me know what it is the beef was about. Then they all get escorted outside. Now Spice is pissed off for real at Akbar. So when Akbar walked around Spice, she was like, 1 fight, 2 fights, 3 fights, 4 fights. You get into all these fights, and Spice decides to go ahead and attack Akbar. Finally, because Spice is like, if you gonna come into my event and mess this up and pick a fight, you gonna fight me too, along with every damn body you fought at my event. So she attacks Akbar. Akbar is going off. Spice is going off because she didn't have enough of Akbar. She's like, you know what, I'm not inviting her to nothing. Outside, Light Skin Keisha's on top of the limo, and she's twerking with her booty hanging out the top of the limo. And I was just like, damn. Light Skin Keisha, I don't like her name. I've said that very clearly because I think that it's just, considering the industry that she's in, using the term Light Skin Keisha is very biased, being that they do go out of their way to have people who are more lighter complected biracial be on TV and kind of make it hard for those who are darker complected to get far in life. So I don't like her name. But as far as her character and how she's handling the situation and how she just doesn't seem fazed, and and her music, I've heard her music, it seems like she is talented. She's not a bad rapper. So I think she does a good job, and she's not ugly. She's a pretty girl. So when she's on top of that limo and she's twerking, I just couldn't help but laugh. Like, Light Skin Keisha is a whole mood, for real. Then they go outside the building, right? Everybody wanted with Akbar. She kind of wanted with Akbar. Tokyo wants it with Akbar. Spice wants it with Akbar. Light Skin Keisha wants it with Akbar. Hell, at this point, maybe Mimi and Carly and everything might want it with her because she's just embarrassing herself. In the meantime, Mimi just does not know what's happening. Every time something goes wrong, Mimi is like she don't know. What was that? Huh? What's happening? Can you tell me what the issue? She don't ever know nothing, okay? For real, nothing. She don't know no damn thing. But as they're driving away, Light Skin Keisha, I guess, there's flashback and screen. She got out the car. She went after Akbar, and she was like, what's good? What's good? Akbar was like, I'm about this entire life. I'm ready to fight every single body there. You see Tokyo out the car trying to help her fight. Alexis was standing behind Akbar. She wasn't doing nothing. She was just waiting for security guards to block them fighting. Light Skin Keisha's not a punk. Okay, she was ready to take Akbar by herself if she must, because you're not finna put your hands on her. She will give you the same energy and the same drama and the same smoke that you want to give her. She will give it back to you. And I feel like it was good for her to show Akbar that she's not a punk, because it seems like Akbar feels like she can beat up every single person that she comes along with. And one day she'll meet somebody, maybe like Tokyo, who can really get down and beat the hell out of her and really humble her and teach her a lesson that you don't put your hands in every single person you have a problem with and then complain why nobody wants to do something with you. Why there's a record? But I had a good question. Why there's no record for you? I have a good question. I need y'all to answer for me. When Moniece was on the show and her and Akbar were trying to collaborate, Akbar said that she kept being late to sessions, or she kept missing sessions because she has headaches all the time and she can't stop it. Where was that headache when she was picking a fight with these girls? What happened? I would think that fighting somebody would be more headache causing. You might get hit in your head. You might have a concussion. Where was it while you picking fights with people, girl? Where? Whatever. Then we got the next scene. Scrappy, Kirk, I said Kirk Franklin. Kirk and Shooter, they meet up at their restaurant. Scrappy lets everybody know that Braylon, his son with Bambi, was wanting to, he wants some titties because he was hungry. He wanted some milk. And he's out there trying to raise Scrappy's shirt looking for some titty because he wanted to drink some milk. And Kirk said, you should get one of those fake breasts and put the milk in there so if he needs it, you can feed him. Scrap said, I love my kid, but I will not put that on ever to have my kid sucking on my fake titty like I'm basically like he's a female. Listen to me deeply. I heard what Scrap says. But I have a family member who said, and I'm going to say it just like he said it, I never thought in my life, ever in my life, that I would ever change my children's diaper. Ever. Why would I change their diaper when I have a wife? But his wife was sick after she had the twins. My aunt was sick. She couldn't do it. She couldn't do everything. So what did he do? He got over himself, humbled himself, understood that you are a team, you made these babies. It is not her job because she's a female to change the diaper, okay? If you can accommodate her, you need to go ahead and do so. So what did he do? He changed those diapers. So Scrappy, if anything happens to Bambi to where he cannot suck from her boob, maybe he's biting it too hard and it hurts her, if she pumps that milk, get you some fake titties or use a bottle, put it in there and feed that baby, but figure it out. Don't say you'll never do it. You just never know what can happen. Then Shooter brings up the whole Cheyenne, Kiyomi, and Scrap situation to Kirk and Scrappy. And y'all know that a lot of people, I hate when people tell stories based on how they want you to perceive it because they want you to take their side, right? It's like they come and they give you certain details only to make you feel like they're not in the wrong. In this particular story that he told, he made it seem like, he said, yeah, Kiyomi and my relationship with Kiyomi, Cheyenne, and Scrap are dead because I was dating Cheyenne, Scrap's sister, and, Scrap didn't know, right? But then the way that he put it with Kiyomi and stuff like that, it's like Kirk and them are feeling sorry for him, saying, it's going to be all right. You took a nail, but you got to move on, da-da-da-da-da. They didn't clock him or check him like, what's his name, Papoose would have done like he did with Joe. Let him know that he's foul as hell. How are you trying to do business with Scrap, but you dogging his sister out that you have been messing with for 2 years? What you think he's gonna do? Scrap, I'm very proud of him because I feel like he deaded this business transaction with Shooter, not just because he felt like he couldn't trust him, but because how he treated his sister. He made his sister look like a fool. She was crying, and Scrap is a brother first. Shooter is just an extra, and he's not about to work with Shooter because of how Shooter treated that girl, especially when she was out there running around trying to find a building for both of them to use for their business, and you out here messing around with Kiyomi and not letting her know the truth. What got me the most is Scrap had the audacity to say, Kiyomi was messing with Scrap. They say something about her going to Scrap's house and being alone. And I'm just wondering, if we're supposed to be 100, why in the world would she tell me that she was, with him, or that she said they're making music, but why won't she let me know? Bruh, you were messing with somebody for 2 years. Had this one around your kids, telling her you love her, making her think that you guys are together. She was telling everybody that you're her man. You didn't even disclose that information to Kiyomi at all. Now you're pissed off because Kiyomi said that she wanted to do music with Scrap, even though she said they didn't have sex. She must have done something, but she owes you nothing at this point. Not only that, you're also been texting Sierra, your baby mom, your ex-wife, that you miss her, you want to be with her, but you think that you deserve an explanation for her going to make music with somebody that she never had sex with. Boy, bye. Grow up for real. Then the next thing we got, the producers come walking in and telling everybody that the production is shutting down because of the coronavirus. Y'all know the coronavirus. We've all been on lockdown. We just get to see it play out as to how they handle the rest of the show because of what's going on. Kirk's concern is that how they're going to pay their bills, which was my concern when they initially told me that I was going to stay home. I didn't know if I was going to have a job. I said, hold the hell on. How am I going to pay my bills? Like, I have a mortgage, I have car notes, I have insurance. At the same time, I don't want to have to risk my life just to pay those bills. If the bills are gone and if I'm dead, the bills are still going to be there. What's going to happen? They're just going to magically disappear. But they also have employees that work under them and who have families they're supporting. So it just created a lot of stress on everybody's life. We all had to social distance. You know, Eva's Titties or Real Housewives of Atlanta is social distancing with each other. So we all have to distance ourselves with every single body, including parents, with grandparents, with their grandkids like Mama D and Cece. You know, it was just this entire situation. 2020, I thought you were going to be a great year because it was the year I turned 30. But so far, you have disappointed me deeply. I would just say that. I've had to change my wedding date, which was supposed to be this December, to next year. Like, I'm really like, oh, why? But Jock is broadcasting from home. They showed the empty stores and shelves being empty. So I remember when that happened. I went to the store and I saw families in there sticking top ramen by the boxes into their cart. All these canned foods, they feel like, you know, wouldn't expire for at least a year, 2 years. All the paper towels were gone. The bleach was gone. The Kleenex was gone. The Clorox wipes was gone. I was like, we're going to be using leaves from the trees outside to wipe our ass? Like, we didn't have nothing. People were acting like it was the apocalypse or Armageddon. It was crazy. I remember that because I did a video and posted it on my Instagram channel, YouTube_GRA_channel, to show y'all what I was going through while I was standing in the store, and the line was all the way to the back. People were panicking because they were scared as to what's happening right now. And then we find out that BK's uncle passed away from the virus, and I felt that emotion through the screen. He was crying for real because you just don't know what's going to happen. I've seen many people, they're young, maybe they have heart problems previously, maybe they have a sickle cell or something like that, and it's hard for them to survive right now because the virus hits your system. It shuts it down and it stops your breathing, and your lungs might shut down. And even if you recover, it has permanent damage that's left behind. And we all found out that China tried to blame black people for spreading the virus or even creating the virus in the first place. Like always, is black folks' fault. They didn't want to take responsibility for it. Now, we're paying with our lives. We're at home. There's about 20.5 million people that's lost their jobs because of this virus, because companies can't stay open. We're not able to go out and spend money like we used to. We still have to pay our bills. The bills didn't stop. They just postponed them. So when the economy goes back to normal, you got to, you know, catch up on your insurance, catch up on your mortgage, your car. It's insane. What's happening right now is it's flabbergasting to me how one virus from one country, and our government didn't seal up our borders until now. It's gotten to the point we have over 1 million people infected and over 80,000 deaths. It's crazy. And it sucks that BK, somebody that we watch, and his uncle was the one who felt the virus and passed away. Then we got Carly's at home, getting to know her daughter, spending time with her family, and she's letting us know that she's having a treacherous time at home because she is just so bombarded on her DMs with all these people sending her dick pics. Oh my gosh, stop harassing her with your dick. Like, nobody wants to see your dicks, okay? Stop DMing her. Matter of fact, DM me. I'm just kidding. No, just leave Carly alone and keep your dicks in your pants. Then Tokyo says she's home eating, gaining all this weight back, talking to our ugly asses, and she's tired. Okay, she's tired and she wants the economy to open back up because nobody wants to be at home this long. I know that the suicide rate has gone up. A lot of child abuse have gone up because children are usually able to escape the house and maybe go to school, go somewhere, go to the park, and maybe stay away from the people in their lives who are known to abuse them. Now that they can't go nowhere, it's almost like they're stuck and they have no reprieve. So that has gone up. There's a suicide hotline that's been, this is crazy what's been happening right now and what's been going on with our economy. Our deficit is through the roof. All our tax dollars are being spent because we're trying to, recover from what's happening. People are blaming the president. People are blaming China. People are blaming black folks. People just want to find somebody to blame and want this to be over. Hell, I don't know how long it's going to take to synthesize a vaccine. When the AIDS epidemic came, it took over a year before they even got something that could slow it down. And by then, thousands of people had passed away from it. When the flu came, the Spanish flu came, a lot of people died before they could figure it out. When polio came, it was the same thing. I'm hoping that this virus can be contained before we lose any more than we have now. We're at 80K. 80K. People are comparing it to what happened in Vietnam. This is no joke. It really isn't no joke. Then Sierra and Jock says that the only way that we can keep safe is by scrubbing everything, including our balls, so make sure that we stay clean. Everybody got their, 2 cents of what we're supposed to do. Wear your mask when you go outside. Wash your hands when you touch stuff outside. Come in, social distance from people. Make sure that you're not inhaling all this toxic air, trying to be around crowds and partying. Just be smart about the decisions you're making. So this was the finale. I give it an okay. It wasn't horrible for Atlanta. It wasn't horrible. But I do feel like they made us wait for this fight all the way to this last episode, and I don't know if it was worth it. You know, Atlanta needs to, I feel like they need to clean up their cast, start all over, give us a new vibe, because it seems like everything that's happening thus far is redundant, is expected, and we need some new, you know, some new thing to go off of. When this first started, you know, we got Jocelyn and Mimi, Stevie drama. It was great. Now it just feels laying out. That's how I feel. Anyway, like, subscribe, notification bell. Let me know what y'all think. Keep your comments below. And don't forget to go ahead and check out my book, Just at Pepper, A.S. Blaine. Go on Amazon.com. Look at the link below. Check it out. You will love it. It's drama-packed. More so than Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Y'all gonna love it. It's very blunt. All the scenes are spicy. And please don't think about this face when you're reading it, because I know my family, my friends who read it outside of my family was like, I could just hear your voice and some of this stuff that you're saying. And why did you say that? Why would you say that? I can't even look you in the face. I'm like, yo, it's fiction. Just enjoy the drama. And they did enjoy it, and they said I should put it out. So I put it out for you guys to go ahead and enjoy it too. Okay? Have a good day. Bye.